It's the end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. Well, it's a Friday, and folks, we're heading into the weekend. I wanted to bring a special guest on today. He's been on here before. His name is Tim Stanley. He was a Xerox agent. Now he's a full-blown dealer. He's selling Xerox. He's selling Lexmark. I think he's even in the market for some other OEMs. But Tim has done some amazing things down there in that Fayetteville market. Last time I had him on, I talked about his 25 years of selling production print. And he's really good at production print, folks. I had an opportunity to visit Tim a couple of times at his location. Good news, Tim, you're moving, but I see you're still in your old office, man. When are you going to that new office, buddy? Because it looks like your pictures are all off the wall.
Well, the staff is already there as of Monday, but I'm on a Wi-Fi. I'm not on a Wi-Fi connection, so if I get a phone call, I'll decline it right away and get right back to you. But we are in between, and after 20 years of being in the same building, I had to raise my hand and admit that I was a copier hoarder. So we are getting rid of all the junk and starting new and starting fresh. So we're super excited.
Man, I'm excited to get down there and see that new building. I'll bring you back when you get in there so we kind of do a tour. But, you know, folks,
absolutely.
You know, these Xerox agents over the years are really phenomenal folks when you get to know them. I mean, you think about our industry, we sell hardware and then we get the annuity from the services. Folks like Tim have been selling hardware for over 20 years. And then guess what? At the end of the month, they start all over again because they didn't have an annuity and service base. That was passed off to Xerox. And now you're...
I lived that way for almost 23 years.
It's amazing to me. And you know, you got a great business. You're a multi-million-dollar business down there. You're doing fantastic things in your community. You just moved. You know, here's something interesting. He just moved into the Icon old building, right? So it was the Icon building? Tell us a little bit about that.
You know, a good friend of mine that used to work at Icon called it the ultimate... dominational move is to move into my competitor's great building. We spent several $100,000 obviously renovating it and remodeling it to our needs, but we've tried to make it look as much Apple-esque as you can. And we're moving and, you know, we're diversifying into several different and other technologies. We're using my Lexmark and Xerox machines as an on-ramp to have other IT discussions and other technology discussions.
Well, I look forward to, you know, as you progress in that space. We had some good conversations when I was there in Fayetteville a couple of weeks ago. But, you know, Tim, I'm excited about what you're doing. You know, you're proving to the world that a small dealer, you know, you're still considered a small dealer. You're multiple millions of dollars in revenue, but you're not letting that get in your way of your aspirations. You're looking deep and broad into the marketplace. You're aligning yourself with other folks in the marketplace. And, you know, I do want to congratulate you because you were the first dealer that signed up for the summit that me and Wes McCarter are having, where we're going to talk about, you know, ECI and, of course, NextEra's platform. But, you know, why were you so eager to get in there and do that?
Well, because I'm the tallest of the midgets, and I wanted to see what the big boys actually do and how they use the data to run their business. As a former bucket-headed offensive lineman, I've used that phrase often in my life. I've always done things by gut and by feel, and I've learned that when I have better information and I have better facts, I can make better decisions quicker. So I need to understand ratios. We've never ran a service department at the level that we're running now. And so I need to understand things about A4 and A3 differences. I need to understand how many technicians do I need to have? How many parts are we going to use? So I just knew that getting exposed to guys that have been doing it for longer than I've been an agent was a no-brainer, so I signed up immediately. It just, when you see something that's good, you do it. And I want to use data to run my business, and I want to make the automated. Because I've never felt, when I was just buying a click and selling a click for the last few years, I didn't have to worry about anything, really except billing and collections, and we do a great job on that. But now that I'm having to buy parts, buy toners, do things individually, I really need to understand what eAutomate can do for me. And the guys at NextEra, I'd worked with them in the past on some small projects, and I just knew enough, and by watching your shows, that it was something that was absolutely necessary for that next step. And what I loved about the agenda, I hadn't told you this, Ray, but that it's packed with so many things. I know you can't go into too much doggone detail, but that I can get in a day and a half, I'm going to get a real good overview of a lot of things. And of course, in that part of the world, there's always a good steak.
Yeah, you're right about that. Well, that was the purpose of the summit. Let's bring the principals in, show them that 30,000 foot, show them the impact of data and how it can really transform their business. And we
Right.
appreciate it. I think you even got some other Xerox agents that are transitioning into dealers to
Yes.
come along to the summit as well. Folks, we're still, you can still go to that thing, so I'll put a link to that. And I didn't want to turn this into a summit commercial, but I do appreciate Tim, and I appreciate all he's done for the industry. But
Well, I think it's important. I mean, like you said, I lived and died on the 30-day sales cycle for, monthly annuity was absolutely, totally new to me.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm allowed to think a little bit and get ahead of the thing instead of, and pay attention to what my competition is doing and think about some future directions we might want to go to do things, our own internal financing, our own, and some other things that I feel are unique to our value statement that we provide. And, it's always people, process, and products.
Mm-hmm.
And, when I was mono branded, it was always product, people. And then, it was the reverse. So now I'm able to go really focus on the way I knew I needed to do things to begin with.
Well, what's interesting to me is when I was visiting with you, you're doing really well with A4. So here's a production guy selling massive production equipment for Xerox for decades. He understands there's still a big application to wipe out a bunch of oversold A3s, doing well with the A4. And I think you were one of the first proponents to do the A4 Revolution kit that my buddy, Rick Lambert from Sell to Win's doing.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
We are getting ready to start that. Rick got me into that, and we're getting ready to start that training next week. We were going to do it this week, but after opening up all the closets and realizing how much stuff we had, we just were overwhelmed with throwing stuff away, literally. But I'm real excited about, taking all the application-based things that we know how to do with production, where, we know how to make money on the equipment sale, as well as now we are learning how to make money on the post-sale. So it's kind of the same process, I feel, for A4 and desktops. Mm-hmm. And just use the data and drive and talk about reliability, uptime, and total cost of operation.
I think what's unique about you, Tim, and I wish some of these other dealer owners could put themselves in your shoes. So here we are through this COVID. You have basically zero annuity. I mean, you get a little bit of annuity money, but it's nothing to write home about. And you're building that up. You just became a dealer not too long ago. So as a matter of fact, you became a dealer like right at the beginning of COVID. So, here you are. You lasted through this 15 months. You were able to expand your business by buying another facility. You did a massive gut job in that facility, bringing it all to life, to a new look. And, you're surviving out there because you're the proprietary-led business. And, a lot of our friends, they're not the proprietary-led business anymore. They're third or fourth generation, or they've allowed managers to take control of the entrepreneurial wisdom of the company. And sometimes, the dealer owners, they just got to sit back and say, wait a second, I appreciate all the managers out there, but I got to lead this. Our industry's in a damn crisis. I mean, we're in a shift, we're in a change, we got to innovate, and it's going to take bold leadership, and that's kind of what I like about you. And I like to see those smaller dealers out there that are out there on the street every day talking to customers. They don't have any baggage from what the hell they were doing in 1990, and nobody cares. And I can't wait to talk about some of the alliances that you're putting together, because that's some really exciting stuff. You're doing some, you're just doing some really neat stuff, Tim. And I want to give some exposure to you on the end of the day with Red. Is there anything you want to share with the audience?
Well, I just, I never had a plan B. It's always been plan A. Mm-hmm. And now that I've got some people, I've really focused over the years. I've tried to do everything I can to reduce, turnover, and work with the people to make sure they do the right things. And I'm putting them in power. So as an oldest child, I'm having to learn how to delegate, which has been extremely difficult. But I'm also trying to become operationally irrelevant, so that as an owner, I really feel the most dangerous thing in the market is me. Mm-hmm. And when I can go out and have that discussion with a non-user and not really talk about the products, but let's talk about the people, let's talk about the process, let's talk about what we're doing locally in the community, and where do you want your dollars to be spent. Mm-hmm. One of the things that I have on our terms is I have a grocery store policy. And that is, if I ever see Ray at the grocery store, I never go, crap, there's Ray, and go down another aisle, because we're local and we're accountable. So those are some of the processes and things that I feel we bring with feet on the street that I bring, my family brings. And I have all three of my children working for me in the company too. So I just think it's a good fit all around.
Well, I love your grocery store thing. I can remember even as a sales rep, maybe you did the deal that was maybe just a little bit, let's just call it questionable. And then you see the folk in the grocery store and you're like, oh crap, run down this aisle. So that's fantastic. I'm glad you said that because, none of us want to be hiding from our customers.
No, I mean, we live here. We live here. We're accountable. Our dollars stay here. Talk to my wife and kids. I can guarantee you they spend their money here in Northwest Arkansas. So I feel it's important. And it's just, I think, coming out of COVID, I think putting, having the mask off, putting faces back in, going and seeing people face to face, doing just some of the basics are just critically important. And as an owner, I need to do that. So that means I've got to learn how to offload those other things that really I'm not really good at. Well, so why not do the things I'm really good at and become that, trendsetter for my company and looking beyond now, not just having to look at the every 30-day sales cycles. And I've really enjoyed actually taking some of the pressure off of my customers.
Sure. Well, it's going to be awesome. You learn the data, you work with the data, you pay attention to it. That helps you a lot right there. Then you're just managing by the data. But,
that's another reason why I'm so excited to regress a little bit to get into Rick Lambert's A4 stuff. Rick always produces fantastic stuff. I've been going to his things for 20 years, and we are super excited to get started on that. And we know that that's really going to help us change our business and be more effective.
Well, there's nothing better than disrupting the competition by disrupting the competition. And when they're out there trying to overspec and oversell and put things in the wrong applications, TDS can come in there and solve a problem in the real way.
And then if that didn't work, we'll show them how they can put, some professional light production equipment in their business and fix it from the other direction.
You're right. Tim, it's always great having you on. I can't wait to see you in Phoenix. So that's the 26th. Yes, so I'll post a link to that. So some more of your friends that want to attend that. But always great to have you on, Tim, because we know this. Status quo is the killer of all that'll be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo, and I'll see you all on Monday.